Brodes Media.
Oh, 1-1. The first game of the year in Florida, let's be honest. You're going up against the NLDS. You're going up against Thursday Night Football, Eagles, Giants. In my basement, I have 3 TVs. A 75, a 42, and a 40. The Flyers were on mute on the third TV the entire time. I know, I'm a fraud. I'm not really a Flyers fan. I know. Shame on me. I'm a pathetic loser piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you. So here's what I saw with that being my viewing experience. Vladar looked good. I was shocked that Tocchet gave him the nod. And when he was asked about it, he hit us with, it's a coin flip. It could have been either one. Well, knowing Urson's been here for a long time, knowing the controversy about Urson, is he a one? Is he a backup? I'll tell you for free, he's a backup, but the organization's trying to figure it out. He can do things that are strong, but it's the workload that breaks him down. Well, then he's not a one. If he can't do it long term, if he can't do it because his body can't handle it, that's what makes great goalies, is they can handle it. But I digress. I thought that was extremely telling, and I thought Vladar looked good. You're on the road against the Panthers, who already had a game under their belts. The second goal was from very far out. I wish he would have had that one back in particular, but he did so many great things throughout the action. I'm not going to crush him. Travis Konechny missing a wide open net. That's just brutal, man. Brutal. And Noah Cates in that line picks up a bingo. That's essentially kind of what I got out of that game. It was almost a nothing burger in a sense. And then we get to what happened in Carolina. Let me start here on the Carolina thing. Ew! That Cates line. Oh my God. Might be my favorite line ever in the history of hockey. It might be my favorite line ever. Bobby Brink behind the net, looking for Sanheim, threads the needle. What a rip by Sanheim, too, to tie up that game. Phenomenal. Brink, after a board battles won, they're mid-change. Forster jumps up on the ice. Noah Cates is out there. Right, Bobby Brink, bang, coming down the half wall, rips it. And, truth be told, he should have had the overtime winner. If the control room wasn't stupid, even though I knew the letter of the law was going to call that thing back. I got Anderson literally headbutt. He looked like Scatterboo from the Giants, just headbutting people and flying at people with the crown of the helmet. Should have been a 15-yard penalty and a targeting call. That's what I would have called on Anderson. But I knew the letter of the law was going to call Sanheim driving the net like that. But Brink should have had one there. Brink had a couple of different opportunities throughout the game. He's buzzing. He's looking good. I love that line. I'm obsessed with that line. I thought Zegras on the first power play goal where Tippett gets one that you miss the net, TK misses the net, the puck pops free, and Owen Tippett bangs it home. I thought Zegras did a damn good job of making the pass to the wall to Konechny with 2 guys on him. So there's 2 penalty killers on him right around the blue line. His back is turned to the net, and he's showing some shiftiness, and he makes a nice pass. But he kind of looks a bit in quicksand. I'm not going to lie. I think Zegras looks a little slow out there. And I'm not making long-term conclusions here because games 1 and 2, they don't have that same spark. But you could see guys that are flying. You could see guys that are making plays and look to be on their toes. And then you could see the ones that are still working out, ironing out the kinks. You know what I'm saying? And Michkov's one of them as well. I think Michkov looks slow. I think Michkov looks 3 steps behind everybody else. Now, I don't know enough about the Michkov experience. For example, one thing that hits me hard when I say that is it possible that Mitchkov is just one of those guys. Let's say we're 5 or 6 years into this. Well, traditionally, Matvey Mitchkov starts out slow. Like Kyle Schwarber. We know that there are certain months where Kyle Schwarber pops. Is it possible that Matvey Mitchkov, and I don't really remember off the top of my head how last year started right off the rip. Shame on me again, I'm a fraud. But I don't know. Is it possible that he just traditionally needs a few games to get the legs going? Maybe 5, 6, 7 games to kind of feel himself out. Maybe 2 weeks into the season, he's not himself. But then there hits a certain point where he flourishes and looks phenomenal. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. But that's one of the first questions I asked myself as I was watching him play. So the controversy with Rick Tocchet that some Flyers fans are upset about is Mitchkov didn't get any time in overtime. Mitchkov didn't get a lot of ice time in general. And I don't care right now. Now, I'm monitoring the situation, and I'll study it intensely, and I'll have my magnifying glass staring down at it nonstop. So, trust me, it's the storyline of the Philadelphia Flyers is Matvey Mitchkov. But for right now, I think the Cates line is playing so damn good, and Mitchkov does look a tad slow that there's other guys playing better right now. And I understand, let's put the kid out there. And I screamed about that with John Tortorella, that I don't care what Torts thinks. This is all about him and number 39 and how he's going to progress. And you need him to have failures, and you need him to learn, and you need him to go through those experiences. And that's all true. And big picture, I agree with that. But for the first 2 games, I'm just not going to cry about it if Rick Tocchet is handling his business this way. And I do think there's a big difference between the way Rick Tocchet does it and John Tortorella. And what I mean is, I think there's probably better communication, there's better dialogue happening, and there's probably a better understanding of, what's kind of going on here. And we'll continue to monitor, right? I'm not telling you I'm going to love this forever. 2 weeks from now, if I'm seeing 12 minutes next to Matvey Mitchkov's name, I might be start throwing punches. Okay, I might start to see spit flying. So it's not something I'm willing to live with forever. But through the first 2 games, 0-1-1, watching the Cates line, watching he's not it right now, I'm okay with it. And by the way, the overtime decision, they should have won the game. It's not as if Rick Tocchet going with what he went with didn't deserve a W. His choice resulted in a bingo. Sanheim, Brink, I got no issue with that. They had it. They had the win. They celebrated. They did it all. So you got to keep that in mind. The buttons he did push late should have beaten the Carolina Hurricanes on the road, which is a damn good team and a damn good contender. I'm just not there yet. But it is funny. I'm just laughing because I don't know what the expectation was, but there are some, and Twitter is Twitter. By no means is Twitter real life. It is the fakest part of life in the world. But it's 2 games in, and I got, Tocchet's so disappointing. Brodes, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Tocchet. I thought we'd get this from Tocchet. What did you think Rick Tocchet was? I'm getting exactly what I thought Rick Tocchet was. I think he's a better communicator than Tortorella, but he's not this guru. He's an NHL head coach. I said it when they hired him. He's not like this spectacular magician. He's not something that, wow. He's an NHL coach. I labeled him a guy. There's 50 billion Rick Tocchet's. And maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I'm not telling you that's the worst thing in the world. I thought it was a safe hire. You got a guy. You kind of know what he is. He has a track record. People respect the name. People respect the guy. People respect the message. People like him a lot inside the sport. But, First off, the roster is the roster. Do you see this decor? I threw up. Vomit. Chunks of food flew when I saw the day one decor in Florida. You had Nick Sealer playing first line D. Nick Sealer's a seventh defenseman. He's a guy who isn't in the lineup every day. That's a Nick Sealer. I'm just being honest with you. That's a Nick Sealer. Played first line. Now, the Cam York injury stings because I said Matvei Michkov was a big story. So was the development of Cam York and the fact that he's not out there. But, you got, what's the dude's name? Yinning? Is that it? Right? We got, Sanheim and Drysdale. They're the only two serious defensemen that are playing, and that's painful. So another part of the Tocchet thing is if you're disappointed in this and that, I mean, let's not act like he's got 6 Victor Hedmans, even though I go watch Minnesota and I see Booyam. Light the lamp. He looks good. He looks good. Yet I have Jet Luchenko getting forced into the lineup when I just don't think he's ready yet, but they don't know what to do with him. That's kind of my sense on it, is they don't know what to do with the Jet Luchenko experience, but they're kind of stuck.